All right, guys, we're learning Dr. John today. Such a night. Let's see if I can do it. I just learned it myself. And so forth. Hello, everyone. I'm Sean Cheek of WebPianoTeacher.com, broadcasting from Waco, Texas. Yes, the city of Magnolia. And we're just all have Magnolia fever here. And it is really as great as it seems on TV. But we're going to learn this Dr. John song, and I need to finish telling you about it. Look it up on YouTube first, okay? Go to YouTube and just look up Dr. John, Such a Night, and listen to him do it. I listened to it myself, and I transcribed it as closely as I could to what Dr. John was playing, added a few little things in there to make it suitable for piano solo, and I'm going to teach you the whole board that you see right here in this part one lesson. It's going to be quite a bit longer than the usual part ones, but we're going to go through it. And we've had quite an interesting discussion today on Facebook, on my fans page, webpianoteacher.com fans page on Facebook, if you want to join in, on your favorite piano player. And certainly Dr. John came up as one of them. And I'll tell you what, as far as blues players, he is one of my top, especially New Orleans blues. He's at the top because his left hand is just so impeccable. And he never does too much. You know, some people are not confident in themselves, so they talk a lot. Well, you can do that in your blues improvisation if you play too much because you're not sure of yourself. He does just enough, and it's always tasteful. It's always really cool. So let's get started here. And this is an advanced lesson, okay? So if you've never played the piano before and you're going, he's going too fast, it's too hard. Well, of course it is. This is an expert level lesson, or you know, kind of close to that, maybe an advanced lesson at the least. So, you know, see what we can do here. And we're using letters on the whiteboard instead of notes because a lot of people play by ear, and I found this is the best way to teach those people how to play by ear. In fact, some styles of music, I think my way works a little better than music notation. But let's try this. So I'm going to assume you've went and looked at the YouTube video and listened to Dr. John play and sing this, and we're going to do it. What I've done, he's playing with a band. And so, you know, sometimes when you play with a band, you don't want to play as much, especially with the left hand, although he still plays a lot of left hand. You don't want to get in the way of the band. So what I've done here and there is I've added some octaves and a couple of bass things because most of us are playing not with a band but piano solo, right? So kind of tweaked it a little bit so it'll work for you, but it's still very close to what he's doing in the video. Now, on the right hand, it's a very common way to start a blues song, right? So we're just going to start with I call it a flip, C, C sharp, D, flip into D. The C, C sharp are not that important. Don't put the weight of your hand on those two notes. Put it on the D on the third finger. And then we'll go A and F with 1 and 5. And then G sharp, E. And then C, the 2 finger. And then G, E flat. And then the E and C sharp will lead us into the next measure, F and D. Da-da. So it's and go. All right, left hand. Okay? And you don't want to pedal this to death. If you haven't learned this when you're playing blues and even other things, leave space in there. Don't muddy all that up, especially when the left hand's really low. You can really get it roaring and it can sound terrible. So watch that pedal. C, F, then F, G, G, A, and then A, B flat leads us to the beginning measure there, or the next measure. So the emphasis is on the low notes. Ba, 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 ba. Okay, put our hands together and go. Here we are, and go. I'll put little staccatos here and there to remind you of the style. But you'll notice when you listen to Dr. John, he's not connecting everything and holding everything through. He's so lots of spaces in there. So don't be afraid of that. So that measure right here. And again, if these lessons are too hard, I have beginner lessons on my website, webpianoteacher.com, that will take you from square one and take you through 79 lessons of getting you to a level where you can play this a lot easier. So F D, and then F B flat D F, 1 2 4 5, and then back to D F, and then F B flat D. But we're gonna flip that D, so that little hook. It's kind of my notation for telling you to flip that note from a C sharp to a D. So bum bum 3 4. Left hand, you had a B flat there. Just stay there. Hit B flat F, and then G, a low G, bop bop. Use the fifth finger on that G. Hit 3 and 1 on the B flat F. Right? So let's go from the beginning on that. Ready, go. 1 2 3 4. Let's try it again. Ready, and 2 3 4. What I love about this is when you're playing Dr. John, you'll hear him play a lot of times. He'll mess up. His right hand will kind of, hit some notes he didn't mean to, and it just makes it part of it, just makes it kind of dirty sounding, which is what we want in the blues anyway. So learn that technique. If you have trouble with, a little part and you hit a note you don't mean to by accident, just keep going. Work on it, try to make it better, but then in the performance, just keep going. So I think even sometimes he hits them on purpose. Now, on the second, I guess we can call this the third measure here, F, B flat, D, F. Watch this. You're going to keep the B flat and D in the middle the whole time. I'm going to use 2 and 3 on that so that the octaves change on the outsides. F, G, A, G, bum, ba, da, dum, F. Okay, and my notation, if you're not familiar with it, when I put a curved line, that usually means those chords or those notes are kind of together in rhythmically. This kind of helps you with a rhythmic visual. The dashes mean you hold that note out a little more. Bum, 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 bum. Now left hand, we already talked about that. Then we're going to play an F low, fifth finger way down here, and then little. Isn't that cool? You're going to do F, and then you're going to do E, E flat, D with 2, 3, 1. And then we'll do B flat and D flat with 3 and 5. Like that. So that measure is going to sound like this. Let's do it again. Okay. Now the right hand F, and then F, D flat, and then 2 D flats. So 1, 2. So B flat F, and then F B flat. So this F, and then B flat octave. Let's go that far. 1, 2, beginning. 1, 2. Not too easy, I know. So that next part. So F, B flat, D flat, F went to a minor sound. Now we were in a major sound. La 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 la. Now it's la 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 la. By changing that D to D flat. F, B flat, D flat, F. Keep the middle the same and change the outsides. My iPad's turning off because I usually don't go near this long on the part ones, but I'm trying to give you guys a bunch on this one, and we can talk about in the comments if you're on Facebook, of course, if you're having particular troubles in any measures, or if you just want to say something about Dr. John in general. All right, so F, G, A flat, G, F, G, A flat. So ba-bum, ba-bum, B flat octave, and then up here to F, B flat, D flat. You play it again. So it's bum, 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 bum. Again. Again. how I kind of keep it dry? I'm not pedaling that too much. Now, so that's what we got coming up. The next measure is ACA, but I got a little hook on the A. Can you slide like that? Can you do G sharp and then slide? Just go G sharp with thumb and pinky. Since it's on a black key, you can slide up to A while that 2 fingers on a C. Bum, bum. Then we go up to CFAC. I have a little tremolo squiggle there. You just get that chord and shake it. And it's not the speed that you do it. It's the evenness, okay? It's not how fast you do it. It's how even you do it. How controlled you are. Playing it controlled and even will make it sound faster. All right, the left hand there is FC and then FCA. If you are blessed with a big hand and can reach FCA, you'll be a great blues player. You can still be a great one if you can't reach it, but it really helps to be able to do that. If you can't reach it, you just have to kind of roll it or leave out the A. So, bum, bum. Then FF. Papa. So starting up there. Again. And then. Okay. Why don't we go, let's see. Why don't we do a little more and then I'll tie it all together. Okay? So that measure again starting right there. So we went F, F. Now we're going to go da 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 da. D flat, A, F, D flat. Or you can call it C sharp. 5, 3, 2, 1. C sharp and D flat are the same key, right? So and it's fast. When I put 2 curved lines, that means it's extra fast. So G, C sharp, E, G, A, G, F, A, D, F, and then we'll shake that. The left hand goes E, E flat, D. So we have D octave, A, D, F, D. A, D, F is a D minor chord. And now we'll go, let's tie those 2 measures together. Brum, bum, 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 starting there, go. Now we have, so it's F, C, E flat, 5, 2, 1 on the left hand, F, G, A, the right hand. So it's F, A, D with 1, 2, 4, F. Now watch this, E and D flat, 1 and 4, E flat and C with 1 and 3. F, F, high F, low F, and then G, C, E flat, G, the C minor chord if you just look at the right hand, F, G, so it's 1, 2, again 1. Now why don't we tie all this together if we can from the very beginning, and go. 9 too. You notice how I'm going slower than Dr. John, but if something's really hard for you, if you'll just go a couple of ticks slower, not a lot, just a little bit, it'll make it tremendously easier to play if you just go a little bit slower. And then people that haven't heard Dr. John lately will think, really it's the same speed as he's doing it. But that's a little trick. Just a little bit slower will make you a lot more technically efficient on something you're having trouble with. Because if you play it cleanly, it's going to sound faster. And all blues players will tell you, don't get in a rush. Blues, never get in a rush. Take your time. All right, so, especially when you're playing by yourself. Now this is one of those things that really works well with the band, because they got the other instruments to support underneath, and then if you're going to go, same piano solo, but they fill that underneath, while you're doing this. Octave on the top, single note on the left. We have F. If you'll see that little hook, if you'll kind of flip up to the F, 3, 2, 1 with D sharp, E, F, F, G, A, G, G. That's how he does it. Right, left, right with F, B flat, D, F, F. So F, E, E flat, D, B flat, D flat. We did that right here, remember? Now this time, he comes down instead of staying up here. He comes down F, B flat, D flat, and then plays the B flat minor chord low like that. So if I go right here, that sounds very familiar, right? What does it sound just like? That up there. We already know it. Yay. So we also know this. La, 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 la. It's this and this. You know that. Na, na, na. Now this. So he doesn't stay the same. He changes after that. So we're going to show you. F, F, A, F, C sharp, A. Oh, I forgot I wasn't playing exactly right. Ooh, that's harder. So you have A, F, C sharp, A. That's a little harder than. Tell you what, if that's hard for you, leave that A flat out. But if you want to do what Dr. J does, A, F, C sharp, A with the thumb and come over with a 2 finger for the A flat. G, C sharp, E, G. Now the left hand right here, at some point, he starts this A sharp, B, C, C sharp, and you say, Sean, how do you fit those together? He just ends up at the right time. You have to end up on C sharp on the left and the chord on the right. As long as you end up, then you're okay. It's like, in school, you can't be late to class. It doesn't matter how you get there as long as you're there. As long as you end up at the right time, you're not counted tardy. So think about the destination that you end up. That's as much as I can tell you. Just end up there. So here we have a D minor, and we have hooks on the A and the D. So we're flipping both of those guys from G sharp and C sharp. Okay, that would not be possible if it weren't black notes coming off of, but it works pretty easy, and it sounds really cool, doesn't it? Then we have A and F, and then D, A, F, then A, F, so 3, 4. And then I love this. Oops, sorry. 1. F octave, and then C and F sharp with 2 and 5. D, not fast though, it's not faster, it's not, but, so, then E flat G with 3 and 5. Now this one is fast. Don't worry about the red writing, that's for later when he comes and does a different fill on that. C, C sharp, D, 1, 2, 3, and then F, and then the next part. We gotta quit this sometime, right? So we're giving a lot of this part 1. E flat, F, G, A. That's that next part that's coming up. So why don't we start right here and try to piece this section together and go 3, 4. 3, 4, 1. Woo, cool. Let's do the whole thing. Ready, go. Take your time. Sorry, right there. 1, 3, 4. add some slip ups in there. I just learned this a couple minutes ago. And I'll have some slip ups, and I just kind of let them go and keep going. If it's too bad, I go back a little bit so you know what to do. But this can be technically daunting for sure. You just have to remember this. Take small pieces, small chunks, work on those little individual sections, left hand alone, right hand alone, put them together and work on them after you have them hand separately down pretty good. And then after you get that chunk down, then learn a new chunk, a new 1 or 2 or 3 measures together. Learn that and then chain it together. But you have to have a system. You can't just start at the beginning and go to the end and hope for the best. You'll get frustrated because you won't see any progress. But if you'll take little bitty chunks, you'll see progress, and that'll encourage you to learn the next thing, because we all need encouragement. We all need to feel good about what we're doing. When you have those little successes, they'll tend to build and build and build and make your confidence greater and greater as a piano player. And also make sure that you're ready for this level. This is tough stuff here. This is, Dr. John, New Orleans blues stuff, and it doesn't get a whole lot harder than this. So make sure you're on the correct level of piece. You may need to pick something a little bit easier than this, or a lot easier than this, and work up to it. Do what you're at. Wherever you're at, you need to find the piece of music that meets you where you're at so that you can progress and get better. Hope you guys enjoyed that extensive part 1 that I gave you here on Facebook, and look forward to seeing your comments below on what you think about Dr. John, what particular technical difficulties you might be having with this part 1, so we can kind of work with it, because I guarantee you, if you're having a problem, someone else is having this same problem in Australia or China or New Zealand or Dubai or Canada or wherever across the world. I guarantee you. But let's have fun together. Let's learn this together. Talk to you guys later.